some feel-good stuff, some positive stuff that we can be happy about and laugh at and smile and stuff like that, right? So this is from the 90s block, because I follow all stuff that's 80s and 90s and even some 70s stuff, right? Because that was a good life then, y'all. We didn't have to worry about masses. We really didn't have to worry about people. Well, we had things we worried about, but it wasn't so much so as what it is now. I just saw a video where some woman got kidnapped right on the damn street in broad daylight in California, mind you. And somebody happened to be recording. I said, well, who the fuck is recording? Oh, my bad. There goes that. Sorry, Jim. Who is recording this? And why aren't you doing anything? Screaming, beeping the horn, nothing? I'm like, child, I'll come back to that. I'll come back to that later. I can't do it. I'm pretty sure it was a baby daddy or something like that. Trust me, it was somebody they knew. I just believe that that's what it is. Because once they closed the door, she just stayed in the car. So I just hope she comes out alive, child. Prayers to that lady. Anyway, so I know you can't really see this too well because it's small. This is as big as it can get, right? So what it's saying is this dude is about to talk about, to us, Black film, music, and TV in the 90s felt far more diverse and progressive, showcasing a wide range of genres and stories that celebrated joy, love, and everyday life without making Black trauma the focal point, unlike today. And then he says, let us know what you think.
Yo, I want to talk about a time in Black history that I feel like we don't talk about enough. The 90s. Yeah, we give 90s the credit for rap, for R&B. We even say, yo, the 90s was the golden age of hip hop and all the hip hop R&B merging. We always talk about that. But I want us to talk about and take a moment to acknowledge how dope Black love was back then. Yeah, Black love was so good in the 90s. These youngsters, I mean, yo, y'all not gonna understand it, but it was amazing. All right, peep game. Check that out. Let me move out the way. Yo, you see that? The baggy shirt, the baggy pants, the Timbs. Yo, she was fly to us back then. That was fly. She looked good. You know, the 90s was the face card era. It was all about the face. Because guess what? You didn't know what she was working with under them jeans. You didn't know what she had. You didn't know what was going on. You had to either be her man or she had to rock with you like that. And fellas, keep it a buck. Whenever she did take those pants off, we was like, oh, it's like that? For real? And she would go, shut up. Because she knew she was holding. But guess what? We didn't know because look how baggy those jeans were. Again, it's the face. It was all about the face in the 90s, man. Like, yo, and don't get it twisted. I'm not knocking nothing that's going on right now. I love what's happening right now. I love how our beautiful Black women show up. I understand it. I get it. It's dope. But the 90s will never be denied. It was a time. Just natural beauty, man. Oh my gosh, bro. Like, I know I'm crazy for putting this picture up because I know she's older. So please forgive me. Don't mean no disrespect, but my God. You know what I mean? You had to get to know her. You had to understand her. You know, you had to hear a conversation. You couldn't be fooled with all the other stuff that's going on, all the other shit that's distracting you. You had to really dig into her if you wanted to dig into her. I want to know what y'all think. Comment below. Let's talk about it. You know, let's.
Ciao. First of all, he's absolutely right, child, because wasn't none of this. I'm not saying that we didn't ever wear tight clothes. I never wore clothes like that. But a lot of people did. It was not even a big deal. We didn't wear a bunch of, meaning Black women, didn't wear a bunch of freaking makeup. There definitely wasn't no like wigs and spiders, makeup and weave. It wasn't none of that. White girls had makeup on. Like white girls was in charge of, not in charge of, but they held the dominant part of having makeup on, child. I used to watch white girls put their damn eyeballs down and take that black thing and run it across the inside. And I'm like, girl, what? I'd be scared that I would poke my fucking eyeball out. This long ass pencil that was black so they could eyeliner, that's what it is, so they could eyeline their eye. I'm like, oh no, child, no. Then they had frizzy hair. White girls had frizzy hair, and then they had their cheeks done with the blush that now today I can say that shit wasn't even blended in, right? And they just kind of looked a little crazy. Shout out to the white women. But that was the thing. And then we were just there, and we were just not even like trying to, I mean, we probably was trying to outdo each other, but not like the way people do now. And I saw somebody say we didn't have the internet. That's a lie from the pit of hell. We were there when the internet started. The internet started about 1988 or 89, where everyone was getting it, and we were addicted to it to begin with. Trust me, we were. But the phone, you had to use your phone line, so your mamas and your daddies didn't let you be on it all the time because the phone needed to ring, or they needed to use the phone because that's when it was dial up. So even though we had it and we were addicted to it, we just obviously didn't have it the way that we have it now. And then the thing, like when I hate to say that, she might be right, Kendra G, about being able to know people from here to there in Philippines and Dubai, and know all these people that you wouldn't know otherwise. So you had to deal with the people like right there in front of you, right? Unless you had a family who took you on vacation somewhere, or you have family in other places. That really was the only way you knew what was going on anywhere else. So that's probably one of the major reasons why the relationships today is having a problem, because you can get anybody anywhere allegedly all over the place, and everybody think that they can just get somebody better, and then everybody end up alone, and everybody talking shit about the 80s and 90s when y'all need to back the fuck up, because we was good. All right, we was good. You going to the mall, that was a date. Going to the mall, going to the movies, hanging out at the mall. You ain't had to worry about nobody coming and knocking you over, taking your ish, doing a mask. None of that. It was safe. Your parents dropped your ass off. If you did something wrong, they called your parents. You got the F on up out of there. We would go skating on Friday nights mainly, but also on Saturdays. There was overnight skates where you could be there all damn night. We was locked in the skating rink, y'all. I don't know about y'all, but we was locked in the skating rink. My kids ended up going to the skating rink too, got them their own skates, because it's like, child, gone. You best not leave this skating rink, because if you did, they called your parents, because that was a time where they actually called your parents and said, your kid is acting up, and then we would come down there and beat your ass, or come beat my ass, our ass, and then take us home. Then we'd be on punishment. That's the other thing. We got punished when we did stuff wrong. It wasn't just you go out and you try to delete someone, like red rum someone, and then you just like, not my baby. And then you just went home and let them play video games, okay? So please don't act like what's going on today is normal, and that I'm only speaking for myself. I'm supposed to accept all this foolishness, because what it is absolute and actual foolishness. And part of the reason why is because everyone thinks that they're equal when they're really not. And participation fucking trophies, because I remember when that shit started too with my youngest. And she worked hard when she was a bowler. She worked very, very hard when she was a bowler. She did very, very well. And then they wanted to say, oh, everybody gets a trophy. I'm like, what the fuck? Who? Why? You get a certificate. You don't get a trophy. You get a certificate because you participated. You get a trophy because you did that, right? No, everybody needs to get a trophy because you feel bad. Well, fucking improve. Do better. Get some help. Get a trainer. No, just give it to them. And that's why we are where we are. I said that. I meant that, right? That wasn't the thing when I was a child. When I was bowling, if I wanted a trophy, I had to work hard. And I wanted a trophy. I wanted a big ass trophy that I could put up on the mantle. And I worked hard in order to get that shit. Now, it's really not rocket science to me at the end of the day. It really isn't rocket science to me. Nobody's being held accountable for shit. Everybody think they should have everything the fuck that they want. And we all are supposed to go along with it and say, yeah. Well, I'm not. And that's why people don't like me. And I don't give a fuck, because I'm going to still say what I got to say. And that is why we're going to get to some other shit is happening the way that it is. But shout out to the 90s and the 90s block for this video. Moving on.
You know better than to feed me anything, because I do not care.